Hey guys, so I'm about to do a still life drawing, a great activity to do when you're in your house and you want to sharpen up your skills. As you can see here, I have a sheet of binder paper and a pencil. Now, the ideal would be if you had a sheet of drawing paper or a sheet of printer paper, a white piece of paper. But if this is all you have, then you can use this as well. So I just wanted to use kind of the bare bones to do this assignment. Sheet of paper. I could take a little piece of a shopping bag and cut that out and use that for paper. There's paper all around you, so find yourself some paper and a pencil. Then I have some objects over here. So for the objects, I want to arrange them so there's some kind of overlap where an object is in front of the other. See, now the apple is in front of the notepad. I put it here. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it on top of the notepad. So it's still in front of the bowl, sitting on top of the notepad. That's a nice still life. So I'll go with that as my composition. I want to make this as presentable as possible, so I think I'm going to give myself a little border. You can do this with a ruler, the edge of a book. Here, I got a book over here. Why don't I use that to make myself a little border, make it look a little bit nicer. So I'll be working my composition within this area. Optional, something I like to do to add a little nice finishing touch to it. And now I'm starting my composition. So remember, when we start drawing, we want to simplify the objects. So I'm going to start light and gradually get darker. So the first thing I see here, I want to get my notebook sitting in the composition, and I'm going to try and cut off that very end there. So I got a nice composition. On top of that is the bowl, and see how I'm really just simplifying the shapes, putting them right on top of each other, going light and loose. Then my apple is sitting in front of the bowl. So I'm going to drop my bowl down a little bit lower. Remember, that's why we start light, so we can erase and make adjustments as we go. So I think my bowl's a little lower. My apple is sitting right in front, and it cuts off the bowl a little bit. And so we're thinking about those basic shapes. An apple's basically a circle. It's a little more square than a circle. It kind of squares off a little bit, but it's kind of a circular shape with kind of squared off edges. And I can see that circle on the top of the apple. It's got a little stick coming out. So I'm just starting off very basic with the basic shapes, working lightly. You can see this notebook is actually kind of like a cube, that perspective we talked about. So it's got that cube shape. There's some spine there. I might go back and get more detail, but right now I'm just kind of going through getting the basics. I can see the end of my table in my composition, so I'm going to draw that in. And then I see the other end of the table over there, so I'm going to draw that in. See a little piece of those shades. That could be a cool detail. I'm going to go ahead and add that in. So it's important that you pick your composition wisely, because you're going to be spending some time. You don't want to make it too hard on yourself. I picked something pretty simple, put it up against a wall, so there's not much extra detail I have to get. So I have a nice composition going here. I'm just going to throw a light area of tone on that wall. Start helping me get some separation. So now I've lightly sketched it in. So I just want to gradually build it up. I'm going to commit to these shapes a little bit more. And, this overlap is key right here that I have in front of the bowl. The apple in front of the bowl, which is sitting on top. When things are sitting on top of one another, it just clearly shows you the space and gives that illusion of depth that we're looking for. Another thing we want to look at is the light source. Where is the light coming from? It really appears to be coming from this direction. So maybe I'll start adding a little bit of light and shadow. And I'm just doing this gradually. I'm starting light. It's way easier to make it darker than to take it back to being light again. I see a little, see now I'm starting to notice more details. Now that I've got my basic shapes in, I'm starting to see that lip at the bottom of the bowl. I can add that detail in. Contour lines where I'm moving with the bowl just to get the tone in. So I'm kind of going back and forth. Then I can go back and the highlights that I'm seeing, I can kind of erase them back in. I'm seeing light hidden over here. This area is just kind of a little lighter in general. Change my approach there. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to start an area over if I have a better idea. I'm not afraid to use my eraser. That's important. So what I'm seeing here is that I want to leave gaps in between. So I'm going to start them, because then I think I can really get a really nice effect with the light. That means I gotta darken everything else up. If I want that area to be the lightest and really look a little more brilliant, then I'm pretty much gonna be going through and darkening everything up a little bit. I'm just taking it that next tone level. Collecting that. Let me look at all my corners, make sure I've been working out to all of them. That looks good. It's always nice to add a little care on the corners. It really kind of frames the piece up, makes it look good. You'd be surprised how that can enhance your work. I'm just kind of fading in from the corner here. Cross-hatching here. I saw a bunch of strokes going that way. So, let's turn that into a crosshatch and do some strokes this way. It's a nice effect. This is looking too light here now. Darken that up. Okay, it's starting to look pretty good. You know, I can keep going, but I think you guys get the idea. We're moving around, we're engaging the whole composition kind of at once, kind of going around and building it up together instead of getting locked into one area. We're starting light, we're getting darker, and then we're making sure to kind of add tone to the whole thing, because that's what's going to make these white areas pop and give that illusion of light. So you want the illusion of depth by things being in front of one another, and then you want that illusion of light by having areas of the page lighter than other areas. I have a wide variety of tone here. I have darks, mids, darker mids, lights, kind of light, light gray, and then the white of the page too.